Well, it takes a special organization to last over a century. We're celebrating 100 years of history here at the Hutton Settlement. This is the Hutton Heart. This is the Hutton Settlement's 100th year, and it began with one man's vision. Levi Hutton was an orphan from a very young age, and always told himself that if he had the opportunity to build a home for similarly disadvantaged kids someday, he would. And that is exactly what he did. With a hard work ethic, Levi landed a job as an engineer for the Northern Pacific Railroad, which took him to Wallace, Idaho, where he met his wife. And it wasn't long before Levi and his wife took all of their savings and invested it into the Hercules mine, where they ended up striking it rich. With this money, Levi told himself he wanted to fulfill his dream of building a home for kids of similar backgrounds to his own. Levi wanted a place out of the city, a place where kids could be kids. He stood on the hill at Arborcrest in Spokane Valley, looked down and said, "That's it. That's where I want to build a home." Today, the Hutton Settlement spans 320 acres, has 32 residents in its care, and has served as a family to hundreds of kids who have come through its doors. However, some changes have occurred in the 100 years of Hutton. True orphans aren't as common anymore, and many of the kids at Hutton today come from unstable families of addiction, mental health issues, and/or homelessness. Many of these kids arrive with severe trauma, but there is one special sauce at Hutton: the house parent couples that care for the kids as their own and give them the love and support they need to live healthy lives. The kids at Hutton attend the West Valley School District, and one of this year's seniors at Hutton is even one of the valedictorian of West Valley's class of 2019. We had the opportunity to tour Hutton's stunning campus with Executive Director Chud Wendle. Take a look.
So this is the auditorium. 1919, obviously, is when it built, 100 years. This has served multi-purposes throughout the 100 years. So on Friday nights, I heard that Millwood would do a community movie.
Okay.
And so we have a little movie room up there on the screen. Every December, we'll have our big Hutton Christmas party, and it's a great time to celebrate. The kids love it. Santa will show up. But what's beautiful about it is nowadays the families of the kids will come, so their bio families will be here. So it's a big, true celebration.
And the stained glass windows are incredible all throughout this room.
And I am told that it's original, but I don't know how, because I know they've done a little kickball, dodgeball, and I don't know how none of the stained glass has not been broken, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
Got a little Hoosiers feel to it.
I love it.
So this is the hallway of the administration building. And what you'll see here, and I don't know if you can pick up on it, but things that are pretty unique and special. Babe Ruth, who was an orphan, came and visited the boys back in the 20s.
Oh, wow.
And what's fun about this is that he's got one living descendant. It's his granddaughter, and her name's Linda Pissetti. And she learned about this picture this year, and so she's decided to come out. And we're going to have one of the things we'll do with our alumni is we're going to have a generational alumni baseball game, and his granddaughter's going to throw out the first pitch.
That's incredible.
Here at River Ridge Hardware, we want to help you help your fathers and grandfathers. How many times have you seen them get a bigger workout just trying to get the equipment started? They crank, and never get started. We have a battery operated. You just throw that battery in, run it, pull the trigger, you're ready to roll. No workout, all fun, getting the garden done. Here at River Ridge Hardware, we want to help you make your dad's day and your grandfather's day. Neighbors helping neighbors at River Ridge Hardware.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
So what year did things kind of really kick off here at Hutton? What was the first year that the buildings were?
Well, they laid the cornerstone in 1918. So
Okay.
June of 1918 was when the cornerstone was laid. So that's when the construction team went to town, and they opened the doors in November of 1919.
Wow.
And when they say they opened the doors, they opened all 5 buildings at once. So if you think about that kind of construction back then, he put together one of the stronger teams, and he had an architect too. That the architect Harold Whitehouse, who did the work on St. John's Cathedral,
Okay.
was his architect. He gave him carte blanche, and I want the best buildings you can build for homes for the kids.
That's great.
So 1919 is when the doors opened.
So things came together pretty quickly.
They
then.
came together, yeah. And part of the team too that's unique with us is that we just don't stop here. I mean, the children still have parents,
Sure.
and to be able to include them to the level we can is so important, because they're always going to be a mom or they're always going to be a dad,
Right.
and to be able to have that relationship and not just sort of write it off, but to bring it back, and in some cases maybe even a reunification happens, is pretty special.
Yeah. How often does that happen? Have you had several of those?
They do happen, and the shortest a placement will be with us is 9 months, basically an academic
Sure.
school year. They're not common, unfortunately. I mean, they're not
Sure.
something that are happening every year.
Right.
But there's stories where they have, and the parents have been able to get stability, employment, and put themselves in a position to where they've gotten some education. We do provide family education, and they're in a position where they're much better off to be able to care for them.
Sure.
You know what that means.
All right. When Levi built Hutton, he really wanted to get rid of the institutional feel. Therefore, each of the 4 cottages that the kids live in have their own look and charm. On the outside, they all appear to have gorgeous brick and look very similar. But on the inside, each has their own kitchen, colors, and furniture. Hutton offers many activities and programs for the kids, including a self-run garden, chickens, pool, a Christmas tree farm, a tennis court, sand volleyball, and more. Just as Levi wanted, a place where kids can be kids.